have been decided by an average margin of less than 3 points. Will the madness continue? We're underway in Nashville.
And one thing you're going to see about this Nevada team, they only play 6 guys, maybe 6.5. They play no zone, 0. We asked Eric Musselman yesterday. He said, nope, not playing any.
Kyle Washington starts Cincinnati on the right note.
Mick Cronin has made a big effort to get the ball inside to Gary Clark and Kyle Washington, especially at the start of games.
Kendall Stevens' 3 is short, and the rebound to Washington, and Cincinnati figures to have a big advantage on the glass today. As Jaron Cumberland picks up where he left off on Friday when he went for 27 against Georgia State.
He was phenomenal the other day. He also had 11 rebounds for his first double-double of his career.
Alice Cook, step back 2, won't go, and the rebound to Gary Clark. Cincinnati is 11th in the country in rebound margin. Meanwhile, as Cumberland fires in another, Nevada struggles in the rebounding department. Right now, they're just struggling as a whole.
And you know, they're one of the best three-point defensive teams in the country. They don't guard 2s great, but they're 31% defending from the 3, top 15 in the nation. Right now, 2 threes already for Cincinnati.
8-0 start for the Bearcats. Caleb Martin, his 3 won't go, and Washington a rebound.
You know, he's been struggling his last 5 games, but in overtime against Texas the other day, he was phenomenal.
He had 9 points in regulation, and then 9 points in the overtime to help lead the Wolfpack to a win over Texas. Washington connects, and Eric Musselman has seen enough.
Cincinnati out to a quick 10-0 lead. Take a look at this transition defense by Nevada. You got Jaron Cumberland running right there, and Kendall Stevens not doing a great job of locating him fast enough. Let's face it, you watched that game the other day, the most dangerous three-point shooter is Cumberland, and then Mick Cronin getting it inside to Kyle Washington. This is a very good inside-out team. They don't run much. They play mostly half-court, but you still got to get back and locate.
Friday against Georgia State, Cincinnati started 1 for 9. They didn't get their 4th field goal until 7.5 minutes into the game. They already got 4 less than 2 minutes in, and now Nevada is on the board. Caleb Martin with the bucket.
You need to watch Caleb Martin. He was #1 in the Mountain West this year in one-on-one points. He is a terrific one-on-one player. Tremendous ball handler, as is his brother, Cody. He's the better scorer.
The twins from Mocksville, North Carolina, 2 years at NC State, redshirted last year, now in their first season on the floor for the Wolfpack. 5 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper for Jacob Evans won't go. The first Cincinnati miss, and Cumberland is fouled on the putback.
You gotta beware of offensive rebounding. This Cincinnati team is #2 in the nation offensive rebound percentage. The other day, they had 20 offensive rebounds against Georgia State. You gotta keep them off the glass.
Cumberland has 8 of Cincinnati's 12 points. Cody Martin driving at Evans, and Washington came over to help, and the putback there by Cody Martin.
Ever since Lindsey Drew got hurt, he has really picked up his game in a big way, averaging 7 assists a game as really the de facto point guard.
Another rebound for Cincinnati, knocked out of bounds by Jordan Caroline. So far in the rebound department, 5-1 in favor of the Bearcats.
They just demolished Georgia State on the glass the other day. It was bad.
Plus 20 in that game. 20 offensive rebounds against the Panthers.
And you know, this Nevada team has pretty good overall size, but no real big man. The biggest guys really are the Martin brothers at 6'7", because Jordan Caroline's only 6'6".
Cincinnati has won 8 games in a row, trying to advance to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2012. Evans driving and scoring.
That was really bad defense.
Caleb Martin launches, his 3 won't go, and another quick possession for the Wolfpack. Evans the other way, off glass for 2. Cincinnati is 270 miles from here in Nashville. There are a lot of Bearcat fans in attendance. This sounds like a Cincinnati home game.
It absolutely does.
Now for Nevada, they won 12 games on the road this year, tied for the most road wins in the country. Eric Musselman with a challenging schedule, but right now, Eric Musselman has to call another timeout.
Well, this execution has been unbelievable by the Bearcats so far. Get it inside, make threes, you name it.
Nevada has already called 2 timeouts. For more on the Wolfpack, we send it over to Jamie Erdahl.
Well, the number 2 is challenging Nevada already. Eric Musselman, incredulous during that last timeout. He said, guys, Cincinnati's missed 2 shots. They have 2 offensive rebounds. I can't tell you how many times he looked at the guys and said, are you guys serious with how we just started this game? He probably wishes he wants to retip. However, after about halfway through that timeout, it was the players that started to talk amongst themselves to get back to what they want to play as Nevada basketball.
8 possessions, 8 scores for Cincinnati so far.
And here's the other part of Cincinnati's game plan. They're going to look to wear this team out because they have very good depth, Cincinnati does.
Nevada did trail by 14 on Friday, came back to beat Texas, down 14 early here against Cincinnati, and a foul is called on Trayvon Scott. The officials tonight, Jeff Clark, Jamie Luckey, and Brent Hampton.
Mick Cronin likes to go to Trey Scott over Kyle Washington at times because now they can switch 1 through 5 a little bit better than when Kyle Washington's in the game. Not as good a defender on perimeter guys as Trey Scott is.
Kendall Stevens' turnaround is good. The transfer from Purdue with his first field goal of the night.
They've got to settle in and play some defense. I know offensively they haven't played well, but it's this defense really that they got to start picking it up on. Can't let those big guys catch the ball wherever they want either.
Cincinnati has 5 assists on 7 field goals, and they have not turned it over so far in the first 5 minutes. Cumberland, deep 3. And another rebound for the Bearcats, this one to Scott. And a fresh shot clock for Cincinnati. Evans. And Nevada this time with Caroline getting the ball off the glass.
That was good defense that time for the first time.
And Caroline tied up. Possession arrow favors Nevada.
Jordan Caroline's one of these kids that's in full attack mode all the time.
Gary Clark tied him up, the American Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
One of the problems for Nevada, they don't have anybody to throw the ball into the post to.
Caleb Martin, great defense by Cumberland, nearly a steal. Caroline gets it back, throws it down low to Hall with a nice move to get some space and the hoop.
What Nevada has going for them on offense, you're going to see tremendous spacing because they've got 5 guys out there that can all score and all are pretty skilled, even Jordan Caroline.
Josh Hall had a big game Friday, 15 points in the win over Texas. Evans short on the jumper, and a foul is called on Trayvon Scott. That's his second. Mick Cronin not happy, will make a couple of substitutions. Scott and Evans go out. And coming into the game, Trevor Moore. Mick Cronin told us yesterday, Moore is a guy, he really wants to get going. He says he's been cold. He is scoreless in his last 5 games, and it'll be a nice boost, Mick Cronin told us, if Moore could find his stroke.
But I think it's the kind of thing where Moore has to play well in the first half, or Mick Cronin will be hesitant to play him in the second half.
Nevada has 4 field goals by 4 different players. Cody Martin cannot add to the total, and Gary Clark the rebound.
Tough matchup for Kendall Stevens.
Good defense by Stevens to poke it away, but Cumberland retreats with 9 on the shot clock. Cumberland's had the hot hand early. Kick out Moore. Can he get hot? There he is. That's exactly what Mick Cronin was looking for.
That gives him more confidence and gives Mick Cronin more confidence to play him, which gives them another body against this team that doesn't have any depth.
Had been 0 for 7 in his last 5 games, but Trevor Moore, the freshman out of Houston, is on the board. Here's Hall, spinning in the paint, lost it. Hall still fighting for it. Gets it to Caroline, who had it taken away. And now Kane Broom up ahead. And Broom counted and one!
Well, it started with some great help defense by Cincinnati, and then a terrific finish by Kane Broom. From Sacred Heart, he transferred. He was a huge scorer there, has had to adjust to playing defense at the level Mick Cronin wants him to play at, but this kid can score.
And Steve, that was a big foul on Caleb Martin. He picks up his second. He has to come out of the game. We told you Nevada only really goes 6 deep. And Eric Musselman said depth is not my concern, foul trouble is my concern, and now he's got big trouble.
Well, let's understand, Cincinnati has made as many free throws as their opponents have attempted. They get to the foul line and get fouled a lot because of their aggressiveness and their offensive rebounding ability. Foul trouble is a problem.
Caroline through traffic for 2. First field goal for Jordan Caroline.
And you know what, as I said, and I almost couldn't believe it. Eric Musselman said, "You gonna play some zone? We don't play zone." He's true to his word.
Said he has not played 1 possession of zone since he arrived at Nevada 3 years ago. Cumberland, wow, this kid is red hot.
You know, Josh Hall's got to get a hand up.
Cody Martin, 18-footer, is good. How about Cumberland? 27 and 11 on Friday. And he said after the game that Georgia State was talking so much trash that it got him fired up, it motivated him, and that confidence now is carried over to the first half here tonight. 11 points for Cumberland, including 3 threes.
Well, Mick Cronin said he's the most confident guy. There's a bad miscommunication there, and good help by Kendall Stevens, though.
Out of bounds to Nevada.
Well, Cincinnati coming out on fire. Making threes, getting it inside, up 15 on Nevada.
To get to the Sweet 16, and now Carolina in trouble.
And they're in trouble against a team that's got a really big front court. Carolina, no Isaiah Hicks and no Kennedy Meeks like last year.
Great start here tonight in Nashville for Cincinnati. Hall rejected, but they're going to say goaltending on the Bearcats.
Hall can't shoot threes, but I'll tell you, he knows how to get in that lane. He has a knack for getting in there and finishing. He's got good size at 6'7". One thing I did want to say, I think Caleb Martin's going to have to come back with those 2 fouls. Can't sit him that long, especially with no depth, and got to keep him into the flow of the game.
At what point would you do that?
I would bring him back with 8 to go till there's 5 and get 3 minutes out of him if I can. I mean, he's an upperclassman. He shouldn't foul again.
Broom, jumper, won't go. Loose ball underneath, and Nevada has it with Stevens.
You know, you can see one thing, Andrew. Every rebound for Nevada has been an adventure. They're not coming down with anything clean. Cincinnati gets a hand on everything.
Here's Caroline on the block, and he's fouled. That's going to be on Scott, and he already has 3 here in the first half.
I'm shocked that Mick didn't take him out. He got plenty of depth. No reason to have a guy in the game with 2.
So it'll send Caroline to the line, where he is really struggling. Last 6 games, just 55% from the charity stripe. For the season, 70%. And he misses the first. Second round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues tonight on ESPN, ESPN2, and the ESPN app. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
And for this kid making free throws, Andrew, is so important. He's shot 237 this year. He is the type of guy that gets to the line a lot.
He was 3 for 8 from the line on Friday in the win over Texas. As a team, Nevada really struggled at the line in the first round game, shooting just 60%. Well below their season average of 74%. Midway through the first half, it's been all Cincinnati so far.
They're trying to get a high-low with Gary Clark. He hasn't gotten any touches yet. Nice pass.
Cumberland to Evans, but he couldn't finish. Clark cleans it up. There's the touch for Clark and the bucket.
And once something comes to the basket, that's when you're in bad rebounding position. No box out on Gary Clark.
Caroline. And the rebound to Kyle Washington.
He just threw that one up.
Nevada started 2 for 8. Since then, 5 out of 7 from the floor. They remain down by 14 points with the winner advancing to the Sweet 16 against Loyola Chicago. Here's a turnover, and Caroline is fouled. He'll go back to the line.
That was a really lazy pass, and Mick Cronin didn't like it, and he is going to sub for Gary Clark right now. He ran halfway down the bench.
Well, he's got to go a long way to find Eliel Sosema. He does not play very often. The freshman out of the Congo will check in as Clark picks up his first foul, and now the adventure at the free throw line continues for Caroline.
It wasn't quite the 440, but he ran down there pretty far to find him. You're right.
He was recruited by Mick Cronin after he decided to transfer from Southern Illinois. Mick Cronin told us yesterday he really liked Caroline, only had one scholarship to give, and in the end it was Kyle Washington who took the scholarship over Caroline.
He went for the size, and I can't blame him. Caroline has become a really good player, but he's only 6'6". Kyle Washington obviously at 6'11". Big difference.
For more on that, let's go over to Jamie.
Well, that was just a busy summer in terms of transfers for both of these programs, as we saw Kyle Washington head to Cincinnati, but it was the twins, Caleb and Cody Martin, who started at North Carolina State with Kyle Washington. That team went to a Sweet 16 in 2015, and then the twins decided to go to Nevada. Kyle Washington heads to Cincinnati, but he did tell me, no matter what, those twins, they are fiercely competitive. And for all that you talk about this transfer, you and Nevada, Eric Musselman also said he makes these guys all live together to make sure their chemistry is on point on the court.
Yeah, Eric Musselman does not consider it a redshirt year when you transfer. He calls it a player development year. And he said in terms of his philosophy of transfers, it's a lot easier to have a transfer practice with you for 12 months and then play, as opposed to a freshman come in and play right away.
No doubt about it. You have a much better idea what these guys can do also coming in.
But Jamie's right. Kyle Washington, the Martin twins, they are very close. Ironically, played together for NC State in the Sweet 16 in 2015. Lost to Louisville, now playing for a spot in the Sweet 16 against each other. Cody Martin off glass for 2.
And that was pretty good defense by Gary Clark. Gary Clark is able to stay with any kind of a perimeter player. That time, Cody Martin made a great move.
6 points for Cody Martin. His twin, Caleb, remains on the bench with 2 fouls as we come closer to the 8-minute mark of the first half.
Yeah, I think if he's going to come in, it's got to be soon. Hallis Cook on Gary Clark.
And there's the foul. Cook having trouble guarding Clark.
See, they like to switch everything too, which is fine because they overall size is, you know, they're more of an overall size team as opposed to having a big guy, but Gary Clark is a tough matchup for Hallis Cook.
Clark 6'8", 230. Cook 6'3", and they list him at 190. Right now it's Cody Martin on Clark. Fade away for Clark, no good, tipped out, and Clark corrals it. Jennifer, corner 3.
Can't get a rebound.
Finally, Stevens comes in. Cody Martin, and a foul is called on Cumberland. And Mick Cronin shaking his head on that Bearcat bench after that call on Cumberland, who leads the way with 13. The Nevada band trying to pump up the Wolfpack. Right now they trail 31-18 as you take a look at our game summary. In Nevada, which averages just under 10 made threes per game, still without one.
And that's the problem right now. That's why Cincinnati has this lead. Normally not the best three-point shooting team, but they like to go inside out, and that's what they've gotten. They've gotten a lot of touches for their big guys, and they've made some threes also.
Meanwhile, Caleb Martin continues to sit out of the timeout with those 2 fouls. Gary Clark got a hand on that one. Here it comes, Lap, right to you on your birthday. Nice catch.
That was a good catch.
Good hands.
Hey, you're welcome. My man Jeff Clark, he's nice to me now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was real nice to me back in the day.
The question is, were you nice to him back
always,
in the day? Yeah,
always.
Okay.
Very respectful, always.
7:40 to go, first half. Cody Martin leans into that three, looking for contact. Hall catches it, and he is fouled. Team foul number 6 on the Bearcats.
Well, whenever there's an air ball, you never know what's going to happen. Cody Martin tried to draw the foul there on the three-point shot. And Josh Hall, he's one of those guys. He's always in the right place, it seems like, at the right time. And that's not by mistake. He just has that knack.
Eric Musselman said he's good at finding open gaps. And we're seeing that so far. Meanwhile, the foul was charged to Cumberland, and that's his second. Cumberland sits. He's got 13 points and 3 threes so far in the first half.
His free throw shooting is definitely already hurting Nevada.
They are 3 for 6 to start this game after shooting 60% on Friday. Clark, nearly a turnover, and now it is a turnover. Bad pass there by Gary Clark. Cody Martin cuts, and another foul inside on Cincinnati. And that'll be 2 shots. Fouls on Jacob Evans. It'll send Cody Martin to the free throw line. Team foul number 7. So Nevada shooting the rest of the half. How about the last possession?
Great defense by Josh Hall. You're going to see him just sliding in here to the baseline, getting to the line of the ball where Gary Clark does a great job of not standing outside the line of the ball, but getting to the line of the ball, and that's how he makes that steal.
The lead is 10 for Cincinnati. They led by as many as 17 here in the first half. 5 straight points for the Wolfpack. Evans, and he draws the contact. A foul is called on Hall, and Evans will shoot 2.
And Hall did a really good job of taking that curl cut away, but just left his feet, got out of his stance, and fouled.
Second foul on Josh Hall. Eric Musselman looking down his bench, looking at Caleb Martin. Is he going to put him back in or not? Only 6:45 to go in the first half.
He's getting to the point where you came this far, don't put him back in. I still say he should come back in for a couple of minutes.
Of real time, keep in mind, he's got a Lisfranc sprain on his left foot. Hasn't practiced much over the last month.
And the other thing is, with Cumberland out, you could bring him in to guard more. So it's not like he's as aggressive a guy as Cumberland is.
Let's go over to Jamie.
Well, it's been interesting. You mentioned those 19 minutes. That's a great shot. Caleb Martin has kept that shoe untied and is rubbing the top of that foot. He told me after Thursday's shoot-around, that the pain level when he doesn't have his walking boot on that he wears every other time when he's not playing basketball is about a 6 or a 7. So it's challenging for him right now as he has to remain stationary on the bench.
Yeah, very painful injury for Caleb Martin as Kendall Stevens made the first 3 of the game for Nevada. And Caroline the rebounds. Nevada's cut it down to single digits. Cody Martin is good. And Mick Cronin calls timeout. And the Wolfpack fans who made the trip from Reno starting to make some noise. We've got a 7-point game. Caleb Martin, who continues to sit with 2 fouls.
Hey, as long as they keep coming back, keep him out. I think at this point, I think Eric Musselman's plan is he's not playing until the second half.
And during this 10-2 run, 6 of the 10 Nevada points have been scored by Caleb's brother, Cody, who nearly had a steal right there, but Clark is able to get it back.
Defensive player of the year in the Mountain West.
Moore's three halfway down and out, and a foul called on Gary Clark. And now Mick Cronin laughing at the officials.
You know, I got to be honest with you, Andrew. I think that Nevada has gotten adjusted to the physicality of Cincinnati. This is a pretty strong physical team, and I think it took a while for Nevada to get used to how physical they are, because Texas not that physical. These guys are.
It's a 1-and-1 for Hollis Cook after Gary Clark picks up his second foul. Cook 85% from the line this year. Senior out of Union City, New Jersey. And he misses the front end. So the free throw shooting continues to hurt Nevada. They're now 5 for 9 tonight. Evans gets his own miss. Right back up, and he's fouled.
You know, Jordan Caroline did a great job staying in front of Jacob Evans, but you got to finish it off. Missing that first shot's not enough. You got to put a body on him. No body, no rebound.
2 shots for Jacob Evans, the junior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. First team All-American Conference this season. Critics named TNT's original series, Claws, one of the best shows of 2017. It's an all-star cast when Claws returns for an all-new season this summer, only on TNT. Cincinnati is now 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Caroline mid corner to Hall. Extra pass. Cody Martin had an open three, passed on it.
The one guy they're not leaving alone is Kendall Stevens.
Turnaround Caroline. Tough shot. Jordan Caroline. He's got 6.
The transfer from Southern Illinois can put it on the floor for a guy with his strength.
And now it's Cincinnati's offense that's struggling. They started 7 for 9. Since then, 4 for 14. Now it's 4 for 15 after the miss by Evans.
Well, you know what, Andrew? No transition. That's the big thing for Cincinnati. They started out so fast because of the transition.
16-footer for Cody Martin won't go, and Evans will bring the ball up the floor.
Better help.
Evans all the way. Counted and one.
The help needed to come right there, and it was very late. Hall didn't know what to do. He should have stood right in front of that. Maybe try to take a charge.
And that foul goes on Hall. That's his 3rd. So, because the depth is not there for Eric Musselman, now he's going to bring back Caleb Martin with 2 fouls.
Wow. And still, I give him credit, sticks to his guns, not playing any zone. See, one thing about Syracuse, they have no depth either, but they're playing zone for 40 minutes.
And Eric Musselman said he's only comfortable playing 6 guys. Josh Hall is that 6th man. Elijah Foster does not play much. He would be the 7th guy, but he did not play in the win Friday in overtime against Texas.
I mean, they're 1 foul away from disaster with Caleb Martin now. That'd be 2 guys with 3. If he gets a charge, and that's what you worry about in this situation.
Martin, Caleb sat for 25 minutes of real time, 8.5 minutes on the clock.
He's got to be careful about driving.
Straightaway 3. Not there, and so Sema the rebound.
And let's see if they go at Caleb Martin with who he's guarding. Well, he's guarding. Yeah, he's guarding so Sema. Not their bed. Now they switch though.
Three and a half to go in the first. Scott. Nice touch for the sophomore Scott. A 12-point Cincinnati advantage. Caroline attacking and scoring. Jordan Caroline starting to heat up.
Well, he knows who to attack, and he likes to attack in the middle of the floor like that where there's no help. Everybody's worried about the shooters, so they can't really help on the drive.
8 points for Caroline, who was named first team All-Mountain West last week. Evans again, that's just too easy. Evans able to penetrate.
That's not good.
13 points for Jacob Evans. Caroline for 3.
I don't know about that one.
And the rebound to Cincinnati. Evans has scored 9 of Cincinnati's last 11 points. Looking for more. And it goes out of bounds to Nevada. It will be Wolfpack basketball. Both coaches' daughters are in the house. Mariah Musselman on the left, Eric's daughter, and Samantha Cronin, Mick's daughter, on the right. Mariah has been very busy the last few days. She was in our pregame show today on TNT interviewing her father, Eric. Eric said, you know, I'm going to try to get her a TV job, have some income come into the house, put her to work right away. Both teams are shooting 50%, but rebounds +9 in favor of Cincinnati. Caroline misses down low.
There's where the size got to him right there.
Another Cincinnati rebound as well.
You got to give Mick Cronin a lot of credit. He knew he had to stop this team from the three-point line. They make 10 threes a game. They've only attempted 7, and they are not leaving Kendall Stevens at all to help out. Good defense by Cincinnati.
Evans, not this time. And the rebound taken down by Cook. He pushes it up ahead. Nevada just 1 of 7 from 3. It was Stevens who connected. Mick Cronin said we cannot leave Stevens, and they haven't. And another missed 3, this one by Caleb Martin.
And there was an example. They helped on Stevens, and that's why Caleb Martin was open. Mick Cronin drilled it into their minds. You cannot give this guy a shot, and they haven't. He's only taken 2 threes in the game.
That was the first thing he told us yesterday. We've got to follow Kendall Stevens. And so far, so good from a Bearcats game plan perspective. Evans again able to penetrate. He had 10 points against Georgia State Friday. He's already got 15 in the first half. And here come the Cincinnati fans again in the final minute of the first half. Cody Martin, that's a 2, and it's good. Cody Martin's got a dozen here in the first.
12-second differential.
Eight on the shot clock. Evans calling for it. He's got it. Guarded by Stevens. And a foul with 4 on the shot clock by Kendall Stevens. That'll send Evans to the line for a 1-and-1. Evans and Cumberland have combined to score 28 of Cincinnati's 44 points. Gary Clark only has 2. Kyle Washington with 6.
Yeah, these 2 wings, really, they're bookends. They both have good size. They both have good, strong bodies. Tough guys.
Final 10 seconds. Cody Martin left open. He'll take it, and he misses, and a whistle inside, and that's going to go on Cincinnati. And the foul's on Evans, his second.
Yes, that's an easy one.
So a 1-and-1 for Caleb Martin. He's the younger twin by 1 minute.
It's funny how they both complement each other so well, in that Caleb is the better scorer, the better shooter, but Cody's the one who plays the better defense, is the better passer.
Misses again. A bad free throw performance by Nevada. 3 seconds to go, and Cook knocks it out of bounds with .8. In this half, Nevada 5 of 10 from the free throw line, while Cincinnati is 10 for 11. See if the Bearcats can get off one quickly. And Eric Musselman does not want Caleb Martin to be anywhere near the ball and pick up his 3rd foul. So he puts in Elijah Foster.
Vince Edwards for Purdue picked up his 3rd foul in this kind of situation.
Tipped up, and that will do it in the first half. Cincinnati led by as many as 17. They go into the locker room up by 12 on 7th-seeded Nevada. Samantha Cronin likes it, and her dad is with Jamie Erdahl.
Coach, you started 7 of 9 from the field, but finished 8 of 21. How did they challenge you defensively?
Well, you're not going to make every shot. This is going to be a long game because they're a high possession team, almost like a pro game, because they push the ball and they push the pace. So it's a long way from over. I'm hoping that our depth will take some effect in the second half.
They only hit 1 3. Usually it's more. How did you affect that?
Well, game plan. We've done a pretty good job, and the one that Stevens made, I don't know if Reggie Miller could have made it.
Well, we'll check with him. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Now, Coach, it's your birthday, and we have a very special delivery for
Yep.
you on your birthday.
I brought some friends, Coach.
This is like the coolest 10-year-old birthday
I brought
ever.
your friends. Here they come. I got the Bearcat. I got the wolf pack.
Look at this.
And a hand-delivered
guys.
cake.
Who gets this treatment?
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do I get to blow them out?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, and they helped.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Thank you.
This is the friendliest they'll be all day.
Yeah. Now, if you were 10 years old and you had
Thank you,
basketball and mascots at your birthday party, it would be the greatest thing ever.
No
I
doubt
did
about
promise
it.
them a slice of cake in order
Okay.
for that
Piece of cake?
delivery. So
Tell them to ask for it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jamie. We'll eat that later.
my job is so hard.
Does this mean you get a couple
That
extra golf shots now that you're a year older, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I
Helps
deserve
you
it.
out. You do.
Deserve it.
Well, Nevada trailed by 9 at the half on Friday. No team has ever won back-to-back tournament games after trailing by at least 9 at halftime. So we'll see if Nevada can pull something off that's never been done before. They're down by 12. Jennifer 3 is good.
It started out looking like it could be a good defensive possession.
Kendall Stevens trying to answer. He can't. And the long rebound has Jennifer's name on it. Up ahead to Cumberland. And he missed it. Clark, the offensive rebound. His putback is good. What a start for Cincinnati.
They came out like gangbusters.
Caleb Martin reverse lay-in, no good. Look at the way Cincinnati has come out with this energy. Cumberland leans into a 3, and he was looking for the foul. He doesn't get it. Cincinnati started the first half on an 18-4 run. So far this half, a 5-0 run. Caleb Martin, deep 3 is good. Second 3 of the night for the Wolfpack.
You know, they came out to start the game a step behind. They definitely don't need that to start the second half.
And also, we got to monitor the fatigue factor. They only go 6 deep. They played a lot of minutes overtime on Friday against Texas. How will that come into play here in the second half?
Well, against this team, not only are they deep, but they're physical. So they don't only have the numbers, but they're big, strong bodies that wear you out.
Gary Clark only had 2 points in the first half. He already has 4 here in the second. Cody Martin, no good. And nobody there to try to rebound for Nevada. Cincinnati trying to advance onto the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2012. Coincidentally, the last time they won their first 2 games in Nashville before moving on. Well, how about this stat? The last 6 teams to play an overtime game in the NCAA tournament, they all lost their next game, including Rhode Island this year.
You know, that tells you something not only from a fatigue factor, but maybe a mental fatigue. You get so fired up and put so much into winning an overtime game, you don't have it the next day.
And a whistle inside. Kendall Stevens called for over the back. That's his second. Cincinnati is 26-1 when leading at halftime this year. Clark off the inbound, had it poked away, but a whistle and a foul is called again on Nevada. Second on Hallis Cook.
Tough for Eric Musselman to figure out a way to stop this team. Just too big for them inside.
And a foul before the inbound. So 3 quick fouls on Nevada. Hallis Cook just picked up his third.
Just trying to hold on to Gary Clark.
Well, we had an issue on Friday during the 4 games. There was a lot of condensation on the floor. We saw this scene a lot with some cleanup, and Leonard Hamilton is attributing Terrence Mann's injury for Florida State to slipping the other night. So hopefully it doesn't become a problem again here in Nashville.
Oh, it fell asleep.
Wow, Clark again. He's already got 3 buckets in the first 2+ minutes of the second half. And this is the largest lead for Cincinnati. Cody Martin with 10 on the shot clock, trying to back down Jacob Evans. Now the turnaround won't go. Nevada is 1 of 5 to start the second half.
Hey, look, this team holds people to 37% on the year. They're second in the nation defensive field goal percentage. If you let this team score, Cincinnati, you cannot win because you're not going to score enough. You give up in the 40s in the first half, you're in trouble.
Evans, oh, what touch from Jacob Evans. He's got 17. Cody Martin end to end, and he gets a quick 2. And he just got a technical foul. He wanted a foul on the lay-in. He said something to the official, Brett Hampton, and Hampton just teed him up. And his brother Caleb said, use your head, man. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's a bad technical foul. You finally score.
And that's already the 4th team foul on Nevada in just over 3 minutes.
Who got that, Caleb?
Cody.
Cody.
See, he wanted the foul there on Evans. He immediately looks to his left, said something to the official, and Brent Hampton called him for the tee.
And it's another personal foul. Better Cody than Caleb in this situation.
Josh Hall is out there with 3 fouls for Nevada. And Hallis Cook also has 3 fouls for the Wolfpack. Cincinnati with 31 wins this season. That is tied for the school record. 1 more today. It would be a new school record for the Bearcats. Cumberland. And Stevens the rebound. Here's Caroline. Cody Martin right back to Caroline. Blocked by Kyle Washington. 4th in the American in blocks per game.
Yeah, one of the best there is.
Cumberland other end. His 3 won't go. And Evans the offensive rebound. The 9th offensive rebound for Cincinnati.
You know, the extra possessions that Cincinnati gets every game. Number 2 in offensive rebound percentage. You know this is what they do. Great pass.
Jennifer for 3. Nearly another offensive rebound. Mick Cronin wanted a foul. He won't get it. Stevens runner. Nice touch for Kendall Stevens. And it's a final in Charlotte as the defending champs, North Carolina, are out 86-65. They lose to Texas A&M. 2nd straight year the defending champ fails to reach the Sweet 16.
Well, we saw that A&M team in December. They were top 5 or 6 in the country before they had some suspensions. Now they're really playing well.
5 on the shot clock. Cumberland triple. And the rebound to Jordan Caroline.
They got to try and find a way to get transition threes, and Cincinnati's done a terrific job of getting back and locating people.
Nice feed, Caroline to Hall.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I think Mick Cronin, I'm not saying he wants to give up those. He'd rather give that up than a transition three-point shot.
Yeah, that was key number 1 when we met with Mick Cronin yesterday. Stop them in transition, and so far they've done a very good job of that.
A lot of that's because their offense has been so good. It's hard to run when the other team's scoring.
Cumberland feeds Washington. He's guarded by his good friend Caleb Martin, and Kyle will have something to talk about after the season. Those 3, the Martin twins in Washington, all played together at NC State before transferring, as Hall is fouled down low. Free throw shooting continues to haunt Nevada, but they get the offensive rebound. Back out to Caleb Martin. Caroline for 3. And the rebound corralled by Kane Broom.
You know, Caroline's had trouble in the lane too, he can't overpower these guys, and they're just bigger than him.
Kane Broom, the transfer from Sacred Heart, where he was the Northeast Conference Player of the Year as a sophomore. So the reason he transferred to a school like Cincinnati, the chance to play in the NCAA tournament, and not only play, make a run. Broom here doesn't get the bounce. Nevada trying to go quickly with 13.5 to play. Cody Martin short on the shot. And Scott picks it up before it goes out of bounds. Hands off to Cumberland.
Nothing easy against these Bearcats.
From your vision here, what do you sense in terms of fatigue of Nevada?
I think there's a lot of mental fatigue, a little frustration. I think that's the biggest problem that they have right now. I think they're playing frustrated.
Cumberland connects. He's got 15.
If you tell me there's 4 minutes to go in the game, 6 minutes to go in the game, I think that this team is mentally fatigued right now.
First points this half for Jaron Cumberland, who had a double-double in Friday's win over Georgia State. Stevens 3, halfway down and out, and Broom the rebound. And Caleb Martin struggling to get back down the floor.
They're closing out so hard on Stevens. Mick Cronin said it at halftime to Jamie, this team very prepared to stop the three-point shot. This has never happened to Nevada all year. 2 for 12 from the three-point line.
And Clark is fouled, team foul number 6 on the Wolfpack. So Cincinnati will shoot the remainder of the half. And so far tonight, Bearcats 80% at the free throw line. Stevens picks up his 3rd.
Should have given that up a little faster, and Broom would have had a shot.
8 on the shot clock. Cumberland.
He traveled.
He sure did. No call, and Scott cleans it up.
He traveled.
Largest lead for Cincinnati. Caroline tied up, and a foul is called with 11:49 to go. Cincinnati leads by 21. By the way, it's also Bruce Pearl's birthday today.
Oh, is that right?
You guys have the same birthday. And I'm going to guess he didn't get a birthday cake from 2 mascots.
No, I'm going to guess that.
That's my guess.
And he's losing right now, so my day's going a little better than his so far.
Caroline with 1 more free throw. Cumberland races up ahead. Cumberland's playing with so much confidence right now. Doesn't get it to go, but Washington on the putback, no good either. Another offensive rebound for Cumberland, and 2 more.
You know, you're Eric Musselman. There really is nothing that you can do at this point. If your guys aren't going to go out there and get a rebound.
They are getting hammered on the glass. plus 17 on the glass. For the Bearcats, they were plus 20 on Friday against Georgia State.
And that's a good thing to have in your arsenal, offensive rebounding, because you could bring that every day. You don't make shots, you go get another one.
Contested three is no good, so Nevada is now 2 of 14 from beyond the arc. It's a team that came into the game 23rd best in the country, shooting just under 40% from deep. Cumberland. Cody Martin getting to the hoop for two. First field goal for Nevada in the last 4 minutes.
And that's kind of how they like to play. They like to get you backpedaling and attack you with the dribble or kick out the threes, but they haven't been able to get in transition much.
Scott out to Broom. He drives in, and with the left hand, doesn't get it to go out of bounds to Nevada.
You know, even there, they can't get a clean rebound. And that was off the Cincinnati. They had their hands on that ball.
Mick Cronin, I mean, this is one of the best, if not the best team he's had at Cincinnati. Defensively, he said it could be the best team I've ever had as Stevens buries a three. But, you know, the offensive part of the game, while they've struggled a little bit the last couple weeks, they got 65 here tonight, and they've got a lot of different weapons.
Evans and Cumberland, those two guys on the wings, and even though you got Evans playing the point right now, if they're going to play well, you got enough inside with Clark and Washington also, so you got a little bit of versatility in terms of what your offense can do.
Broom misses the three, and Hall pushes up ahead.
And you know one thing, defense travels. It's the one part of the game that is the most consistent. And this team has been consistent defensively for about 8 years now.
5 straight points for Nevada. It's actually a 7-0 run now for the Wolfpack to cut it down to 15.
Well, if they can get this under 10 with 8 to go, then there's something might be there.
Gary Clark at the scorer's table, set to check in for the Bearcats. Evans lost it going to the hoop, taken away by Caleb Martin. Martin does not have numbers. Passes off to Stevens. He wants 3 more. Give it to him. Back-to-back triples for Stevens. Timeout Cincinnati. It's a 10-0 run for Mariah Musselman and her Wolfpack. Kendall Stevens now has 126 threes this season. That's a new Mountain West record. He passed Jimmer Fredette for the most in Mountain West history. Fredette had 124 in 2010-2011. Great defense by Caleb Martin, but Gary Clark gets it back.
We're seeing a little life now from Nevada.
How about Cincinnati? They've already attempted 8 threes in this second half. Is that too many for them?
You know, they're getting a little lax. I think that's the big thing about what they're doing now.
Cumberland just inside the line. And the rebound to Cody Martin.
Now that was a great box out on Kyle Washington.
Martin right at Cumberland, and he'll go to the line for a chance for 3. 12 straight points for Nevada.
Well, now they're getting stops, and now you're watching Nevada play the way they want to play. They want to get out in transition like this, but you can't do this unless you get stops and rebounds. You know what? They just might get it under 10 with 8 to go.
It's the 3rd foul on Cumberland, and Cody Martin completes the 3-point play.
You know, Texas fell asleep on these guys the other day, and you know what happened.
Nevada came back down 14 to win in overtime. Since the Musselman Tech, Nevada has outscored Cincinnati 15-6. Jennifer inside, wild shot, easy rebound for Caleb Martin. All the momentum on Nevada's side. Martin reverse lay-in, no good.
Oh, that was a big one.
And Martin goes tumbling behind near the Nevada band. 5-on-4 Cincinnati, and Evans missed it. This Nevada team does not stop running.
I mean, this pace has really picked up, and they have no subs.
Cody Martin, a rare 3. It's good! Just his 15th 3 of the year.
I think Mick Cronin needs another timeout.
16-0 run.
And here's the problem for Cincinnati right now. No true point guard. You have Jaron Cumberland playing the point right now. Nobody controlling the half-court offense for Cincinnati.
Amazing, a two-possession game. 10 on the shot clock. Kyle Washington, step back two. Air ball, Gary Clark catches it, and the putback for Clark. 13 offensive rebounds now for Cincinnati. That's their average, which is 17th best in the country. Caroline guarded by Evans. Clark comes over to help. Caroline right to the hoop. And the pass to Hall for two.
Was it a pass?
Sure. Full court pressure by Nevada. And now they'll retreat with Evans bringing the ball up the floor. Pace of this game has really picked up. 6.5 to go.
And you know, Nevada coming after him with some pressure too. I think they need this next media timeout.
Jennifer from the free throw line. No, Washington, another offensive rebound. And two more. And Nevada is sucking wind here down the floor. They need this media timeout. And Eric Musselman, remember, used 2 timeouts in the first 5 minutes of the first half, so only has 2 remaining.
It might even be worth using it because he doesn't want to go down 10 again.
Caroline blocked. Oh, and a foul is called. Oh, they're counting it. No foul, just a goaltend. And the whistle brings us to the media timeout. How about Nevada? They were down 22. And now we've got a 2-possession game here in Nashville. No turnovers in the last 26 minutes for Nevada. They show full court pressure with 6:07 to go. As we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Andrew, high intensity in the Nevada huddle. Eric Musselman was being Eric Musselman, essentially. Preaching rebounds, get to the ball, get into the lane. The biggest thing, though, in terms of the fatigue, they were very mindful of all the players getting the hydration that they needed to. Keep in mind, Hallis Cook is the one on the bench right now. He would be the 6th guy. He has a sweatshirt on. So that gives you an idea of how they are going to run with these 5 guys.
All right, Jamie, and Jacob Evans makes it tough, too. He's got 19 points. Caleb Martin driving at Cumberland, and a foul before the shot is called on Cincinnati. Team foul number 4 on the Bearcats with 5:25 to play, but for Cumberland, that's his 4th. He's telling Mick Cronin, don't take me out, and Mick Cronin is listening to him with 5:25 to go.
I'm surprised. He should definitely be coming out up 8. No, especially now that he's on the defensive side. This possession, definitely he should be coming out of.
So a gamble here by Cronin, keeping Cumberland, who's got 17 points tonight, on the floor. Hall for 2.
And you know who was guarding Hall? Cumberland.
Yep. 71-65. The winner advances to the Sweet 16 against Loyola Chicago on Thursday. The game will be in Atlanta. Broom. And another offensive rebound for Cincinnati, their 15th.
Gary Clark, the leading offensive rebounder in the American Conference this year.
Averaging just under 3 per game. Tonight, Clark has 4.
They're trying to get it inside. Cody Martin is fronting Gary Clark.
Evans threw it right to Cody Martin. His brother Caleb up ahead. Cumberland got a hand on it. Caroline tried to save it. Still in bounds.
Kendall Stevens wide open in the left corner.
He's mad he didn't get it. But Hall is open. Oh, Gary Clark with the block. Gary Clark is a problem. Cumberland to Washington. No. Tipped out to Stevens. And he's fouled. And I think that's on Cumberland.
Oh, look at Mick Cronin with Cumberland.
It is. Mick Cronin's gamble backfires as Jaron Cumberland is fouled out with 4:04 to go.
He needed to come out. You were up 8. You're one of your 2 best players, 3 best players. 4 fouls.
So Cincinnati, which led by 22, now has Cumberland on the bench the rest of the game. He had 3 threes and 17 points.
I'll tell you what, Nevada's defense just got a little bit better.
It's Trevor Moore who checks in to replace him. Martin, counted in the foul! His mom, Jenny Bennett, cheering on this Wolfpack comeback. They're within 4. We are not done. Nevada down by 22, has cut it down to 4. And one more free throw coming here for Cody Martin, who's had a huge night. 24 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and no turnovers.
This guy's like a toolbox. Whatever you need, he's got. You need a saw, he's a saw. You need a hammer, he's a hammer. This guy's everything. And here's that pressure full court. And I guarantee you, Cincinnati's going to try and get this ball inside.
It's a 25-6 run. In that time, Nevada 10 of 13 from the floor. Cincinnati just 3 of 13.
I'll be shocked if Kyle Washington or Gary Clark's not getting a touch here.
If you're just joining us, Jaron Cumberland is fouled out of the game for Cincinnati.
Good
8
job
on the shot clock.
Good job doubling the low post there.
Evans, short, and Caroline the rebound. Nevada can tie it with a 3.
Just run the high pick and roll. They haven't stopped it. They're going to switch it too. You're going to get a big guy on you.
Caleb Martin guarded by Clark. Martin stop and start, wild shot, no good, and the rebound comes down to Washington.
Yeah, he thought he was going to be able to take Gary Clark. I would have liked to have seen the pick and roll first.
Inside 3 minutes to play. Cincinnati trying to get to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2012. Broom is fouled, and Kane Broom will go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of indecisive guys out there for Cincinnati right now. Not really sure and not really confident about what to do. And Kane Broom is one of them. He's lucky that that was not a steal.
Broom, a 69% free throw shooter. Tonight as a team, the Bearcats are 80% from the line. Is your bracket busted? Take a timeout to play Infinity's round-by-round bracket, where each correct pick nets a donation to Coaches versus Cancer. Trevor Moore out. Trayvon Scott returns for Cincinnati. Gives him a little more size for the defensive end.
It does, but it's also bringing in another big guy that's going to have to guard one of these guys that goes off the dribble on these switches.
Big free throws for Broom. The Cincinnati lead is 5. Bearcat fans, and there are a number of them here in Nashville, on their feet. Cody Martin setting up the Nevada offense. Hands off to Caroline. Caroline tried to feed it to Hall, out of bounds. That's just the second turnover of the night for Nevada.
Yeah, that was a bad decision by Jordan Caroline. His teammates thought he was going to put it up. That's why they weren't ready for that pass.
First turnover of the half for Eric Musselman's team. Nevada trailed by 14 on Friday against Texas, came back to win in overtime. Tonight, down as many as 22. Right now it's 5 as we approach the 2-minute mark, and a foul. Oh no, it's on Jacob Evans.
On the handoff.
Wow.
They've been calling that foul a lot more this year. On the handoff, he used his body. You take a look right there.
No, they called it on Kane Broom, not on Evans. They called it on Kane Broom. So a foul gives the ball back to Nevada.
Cody's got to just go.
Instead, he takes a jumper. It won't go. Caroline, the offensive rebound and put back.
They didn't
have many tonight.
They haven't had many offensive rebounds, but that was a biggie. Look at
their
the pressure.
7th. One possession game.
Nevada's post defense has been really good because they're trying to get it inside Cincinnati. They haven't been able to.
Scott pulls it back to Broom, and now 10 on the shot clock.
Well, he's going off the dribble now.
Evans has made some clutch buckets tonight. Does he have another one in him? No, and the rebound to Caleb Martin.
Push it up.
70 seconds to go. Cody Martin just told his twin the play he wants to run.
It's going to Caleb.
Caleb's got it. He'll take a three. We are tied!
They can get a 2-for-1 if they go quick, Cincinnati.
Timeout, Cincinnati. They led by 22 with 10:50 to go. And now with 47 seconds left, buckle up in Nashville.
It's an NBA thing. A lot of college guys don't do it, but this is set up perfectly, especially where they're getting the ball to run a 2-for-1.
Each team with 7 fouls. Nevada 2 timeouts remaining. Cincinnati has 1. It'll be Broom to inbound. Evans, looks like they're thinking 2-for-1.
Oh, they are.
Evans, wild shot, rebounded Nevada.
They're going to get it back.
A 9-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
That's what you risk when you go 2-for-1, getting a bad shot like that.
Eric Musselman does not call timeout.
Well, you know what's going to happen here. They're going to just let him go.
Cody Martin, step back 2, is short. Rebound to Hall.
They got to get the last shot.
Hall gets the bounce. 9 seconds to go. And Mick Cronin called timeout. Nevada leads for the first time tonight.
This is unbelievable.
Welcome to March.
Well, and I thought Josh Hall should have taken this ball out to make sure they get the last shot of the game. He took a real chance here. If he misses that, I mean, I think he should have taken it out, but it went in the basket, so that changes everything. He could have taken that out and get the last shot of the game. Okay, it went in the basket. Now what has to happen? Cincinnati's got to take this to length. They got plenty of time. Take it to the basket and get to the free throw line.
Remember, for Cincinnati, their best shooter in Jaron Cumberland, certainly this week, has fouled out of the game. He had 27 points on Friday, 17 tonight, but Cumberland is fouled out. And how about the Bearcats? They don't have a field goal in the last 5.5 minutes.
You know, Nevada shut off the dribble penetration. So they started getting more rebounds. They started getting some easier baskets in transition, which is how they play. And here they are on the verge of one unbelievable comeback. They were dead in the water. Cincinnati now got to go the length, take it to the basket. Probably Jacob Evans.
A 32-8 run. Nevada was down 22 with 11 minutes to go. Clark will inbound.
You got to go.
It's Broom. He's got great speed. Broom dribbled it off his knee. 4 seconds to go. Broom, his pass deflected. Ball is loose, and that is it! Nevada pulls off a miracle! Down by 22 points. Nevada comes all the way back to advance to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2004.
I know I saw it, but I don't believe it. I have to tell you, that team was believable. mentally gone. And you know what? Eric Musselman got that technical foul, and everything changed. And Jaron Cumberland fouling out with 5 to go had something to do with this.
Just like we all expected, it'll be Nevada against Loyola Chicago in the Sweet 16. The Wolfpack down by 14 against Texas Friday. Come back to win in overtime. Tonight, down 22. And they stun the Bearcats.
That is amongst the most Eric Musselman. That is amongst the most unbelievable things that I have witnessed.